10:32 here in the great state of Montana. 48 degrees outside. Sun's shining, so it's a little warm, but boy, you hold still out there for any amount of time, and it's still kind of chilly. But I think today we're going to go over a little bit of the news. I know. A lot of folks out there don't like the news, but sometimes we got to do it. Yeah. So give me about 30 seconds and we'll get this rolling. See you in a little bit. Well, guys, it is Monday. Mondays always suck. But, anyway, hopefully I got some folks viewing today. I know we're a little late to it, but we'll get there. Anyway, so what'd you guys do? Oh. Hey, American Grizzly, how's it going? AG in the house. So what'd you guys do this weekend? Hopefully everybody had some downtime, relaxed a little bit. We kind of started on the whole spring cleanup now that it's hopefully spring. Great. AG, I'm glad to hear it. So we're just going to hop into the news here today, I think. We'll see if we can get this fired up a little bit. Let's see here. Got to change my feed. There we go. All right. Looks like we need to move that little bugger. Oh, not that one. That one. Get over here. All right, so it looks like CNN is finally getting on board, pulling their head out of their butts. Jake Tapper, believe it or not, confronts a top Biden advisor over why Biden wears a face mask outdoors against CDC guidelines. That's a damn good question, because he's an idiot. There's your answer. I see the Democrats were dealt a little bit of a blow in Texas. It sounds like on this, what do you want to call it? This impromptu election that they have going. They finally got the Dems out of the way, and it's just between two Republicans now for the House seat that they gained through the census. I'm hoping Montana takes note and does the same thing. Hey, Brian, how's it going? So, Governor DeSantis announces that suspension of all local emergency COVID-19 orders. Just out of curiosity, how many folks out there thinks that this gentleman is going to be running for the Republican president nominee? To me, he's a Trump that's a little more well-spoken, a little less abrasive, but still has kind of that same mentality. Oh, no, don't let your guard down yet. But, yeah, I'm thinking, what are they going to do, a recount? Because if they do a recount in Texas, Katie, bar the door, because we couldn't do a recount anywhere during the presidential election. Speaking of which, has anybody heard how the Arizona audit's going? I haven't heard. Hopefully it's going well. Yeah, no, that's useful. Incredible video captures the moment man at a gas station sprays would-be robber with gasoline during botched carjacking attempt. Too bad he didn't have a lighter. I was glad to see this one, too. The woke chocolate shop workers finally fired after refusing to serve Seattle police. Shop owner doing major damage control. Yeah, I'll bet. Brian, you think Arizona's going to swing Democrat in 2024? I don't know. It'll be interesting, I think. Hey, Brian, you got to love this one. Horowitz says, anarchy. California is releasing another 76,000 criminals as crime surges and police quit. Yeah, stay in California there, buddy. Seems to be going well for you. Why torture yourself like this? What do you mean? Tim, there's actually there's some decent headlines in the news this go around. No, I didn't hear about there was a spy plane flying over Arizona for what? Good old Louisville, Kentucky. Look at that. Gun-toting restaurateur patron puts scare into Black Lives Matter protesters in Louisville. Kind of interesting. I'm wondering why they would be spying on that. Well, Brian, that's good. I'm glad you live in the most conservative. Well, sure, buddy. Okay. Give you the warm fuzzies, huh? You still live in the most socialist state in the Union. You know, just saying. Senator Tim Scott responds to racist attacks against him. That was kind of funny. Tim Scott comes out and makes an eloquent rebuttal to Biden's stupidity. And it was hashtag Uncle Tim was trending on Twitter. Took him a long time to finally get that damn thing down, too. Odd. I mean, someone like Steven Crowder makes a comment, and before he can get the second comment to it, they shut his whole account down. But evidently, this is allowed to trend. You know what? If I was Tim Scott, hell with it, embrace it. I'll bet you'd get more votes there, buddy. But I don't need to read that one. Oh, good Lord. The woke culture is even going after Harry Potter now. Evidently, J.K. Rowling's made some sort of transgender comment. Now she's shunned. Yeah, Brian, you're absolutely right. Well, you and New York, California and New York run pretty neck and neck. I think it's just a race that you guys like to have to figure out who's the more liberal. AG says he's sure that he'll be back as soon as she renames the series Harry Pooper. I don't know. You're basing Illinois on Chicago. Brian says he thinks Illinois is worse than both. But yeah. Oh, look at that. Email exposed that CDC worked with powerful teachers union on school reopening guidelines. And you wonder why a lot of schools aren't open yet. Luckily, I can say in Montana we're open. We're open for business. We're open for education. Parts of me kind of wonders what those kids are being taught right now, but I guess. No, Brian, I'm not. Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Oakland, let's see, Stockton. Yeah, basically everything along the coastline. Half your state is sorry, dude. Like progressive tipping towards communism. Just saying, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying your state sucks. Sorry. Oh, well, this is interesting. China implements new crackdown on Christianity. Shut down Bible apps and Christian WeChat. But we need to look to China for our future. Yeah, you keep saying that. Your guys' version of conservatism is still a little off out there, Brian. I'm just saying. I mean, my father-in-law is a dyed-in-the-wool conservative. He had a sign on the back of his bar that said, get on the Trump train. Doesn't mean everything he said was necessarily conservative values. Oh, look at that. Texas Democrat official faces demands to resign after calling Senator Tim Scott racial slur. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I thought the Democrats were so woke. They were such a wonderful bunch of people. And we were all the old-fashioned fuddy-duddies that were racial, racist bastards. Yeah, well. Boy, this is going to piss some progressives off. Texas voters make Lubbock a sanctuary city for the unborn. Becomes largest city to outlaw abortion. Dun, dun, dun. Well, no, wait a minute. Brian, I just told you where I get my info from. I get my info from a guy that lives there. Please tell me any of the comments that I've made that hasn't actually happened in California. I'm not trying to be mean, buddy. I'm just saying. You got a hell of a fight on your hands if you're going to turn California red. But I hope you do. Oh, here we go. Black Lives Matter, Minnesota. Says Derek Chauvin guilty. Verdict not enough. First off, it was not about race, so I don't know why Black Lives Matter has anything to do with it. And calls for reparations. Here we go. I don't know. Quite interesting. Praises historic vote to defund St. Louis police as the city is named 7th most violent in the entire world. Oh my God. They just don't get it, do they? If you don't think you need cops. Yeah, just amazing to me. Did anybody see? This was kind of funny. Mitt Romney went to a, I want to say it was just a kind of a Republican convention in Utah. And he was horribly booed. I mean, he was all but, he stayed through it. You know, he tried to talk. It was, it was horrible. He got exactly what he deserves. God, he's just such an idiot. So, Brian, you think Texas will swing blue in the next 10 years? I hope not, but, you know, anything's possible. Hell, Montana was... We were kind of weird. We had, a Republican House and a Republican Senate and a Democratic governor for like 16 years. But, I don't know. Oh, man. MSNBC. Tim Scott is a slave to the GOP, claims Harriet Tubman would have left Scott enslaved. Oh, dun dun dun. I still don't, I can't believe this one. I don't know how to, Brian, you're from California. Who are you voting for? This is like a lesser of two evils for your governor. I mean, the unfortunate problem is I agree with a lot of what she's saying, or he's saying, or it's saying, or whatever you want to call Caitlyn Jenner. But at least she, whatever, they came out and said that women's sport must be protected from transgender athletes. Well, you think? How many people... You're going to vote Cox. There you go. How many people have seen the videos of the transgender MMA fighter that ends up almost killing a gal because he couldn't make it in the male sector? Tim, you just can't help yourself, can you, buddy? It's all right. Make yourself an Uncle Tim there. University of Minnesota leader caught on video telling peers to place fake police calls to make life hell for cops. And you know what the worst part is? This gal didn't even get in trouble. The University of Minnesota said that it was staying out of the student, what the hell is it? The student leader organization. I don't know. Anyway, they're not doing a dang thing about it. Minnesota is all but lost. So you're going to... Wow. So he was a Democrat and he became a Republican, it looks like. Interesting. It might be a good one to vote for, and I have to do some research on him. Rudy Giuliani, that poor guy. Man, he's sure fallen off his high horse. I mean, I like the guy, but boy, he had to know when he saddled up with Trump, if Trump didn't win, it wasn't going to end well for him. And I think he knew that. I mean, he had a lot of things already in play for it, so. Not good, but the best you got to pick from. Oh, the lesser of three evils, I guess. All right. All right. Well, that's the national news. Now, just to give you guys an idea, the kind of news that we get to go through here in Montana. It's pretty laid back, actually. We had a man arrested for a fire and explosion in Choteau. Choteau's a little town over in the Rockies. Let's see. Well, this was interesting. This happened right in my hometown. This is a underpass that is... Oh, let's get rid of that. There we go. It's an underpass that's it's a one-lane underpass. It's an old underpass. Goes under a train trestle. But, hey, Tim, I wasn't making you watch Glenn Beck. I was just looking at the Blaze. Relax. It's not just Glenn Beck that's writing all those articles. I could go to Fox News. It'd be all the same articles. It's just a cleaner site. But yeah, a car actually burst into flames right at the center of this underpass. It was not good. And I don't know, still don't know, haven't heard what actually caused the car to catch on fire, but yeah, it was interesting. And of course, it's, 3:10 in the morning, so that tells you kind of an idea what's going on. Yep. Drifted off right side of the road and hit an elevated railway. Now, that railway that they're talking about, and Tim, you probably have some of this out in your neck of the woods too. You can kind of see it in this picture. If you look to the left-hand side, that's not just concrete. Those are granite blocks that are mortared together holding this train trestle up. They don't give. Grammy, thank you for the ice cream, by the way. But, yeah. I'm guessing there was a little speed involved, the way it sounds, and probably a little drinking. I don't see... They haven't released yet the guy's name, but... Yeah. Yeah, it's always good at 3 o'clock in the morning when our phone goes off to tell us that there's an accident and the road's blocked. But that's what goes on in my little town. Now let's go back here. See what else we got going on here in the great state of Montana. Yeah, looks like we had a 2-accident crash. Hosted guided bird watching. You see what this is all I have to put up with in Montana. It's pretty laid back. Pretty laid back. And my mouse just died. And yeah, we made the paper. Not the way we want to make the paper, but we made it. Well, Gonna have to get my mouse back working here. There we go. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, I really think they need to delist the grizzly from being a endangered species. There's way too many of them here in Montana, I can tell you that much. And the problem is there's getting to be so many that they're moving out of their natural habitat up in the mountains, and they're coming down on the plains and starting to attack some farm animals and getting a little too close to houses. And yeah, I know they were here first, but tough shit. We got bigger guns. April 30th marked the last day for the Montana Expo COVID-19 vaccine clinic. So they're finally shutting that down. Evidently, they don't have as big of a push for it as everybody thinks we do. We all don't care. You know, I say for the elderly, go get it. For anybody that has some health concerns, yeah, I guess if you have a harsh immune system or something like that, it's worth a chance, but I'm not gonna. Let you know when grizzly season starts. Well, if they get them delisted, they'll open up a hunting season on them to control them. That would be good. I'll let you know, AG. The Great Northern Carousel reopens this weekend. That's actually kind of a cool old carousel, and it's all indoors. It's got a nice little old ice cream parlor with it, and just a good place for kids to hang out. Get back to the old school stuff, you know. Get them off of the damn computers and phones and... God, I noticed this weekend it was scary. Which I know we need to change this, but I was sitting with my wife and son this weekend, and I looked over because I was looking at my cell phone, and my wife's looking at her cell phone, and my son is playing on his tablet, and I realized none of us have any idea what in the hell's going on in each other's lives because we're not talking. We don't talk to each other. We stare at a damn phone and worry about what's going on in the rest of the world, and I think we need to stop some of that. That's why some of this local news isn't a bad thing. Let's see, what else do we got here? How the buffalo hunt. This is actually kind of cool. There's businesses out that pay to have these. They're it's not clay. It's gosh, what am I thinking of? It's like a porcelain, big freaking buffalo, and local artists paint them up, and then they hide them around town, and you kind of play this I Spy game and see how many you can find. Nice big grizzly and make you a coat, yeah. I don't know, though. That hide's pretty damn thick. That'd be a little tough to make a coat out of. I don't know. Oh, we have poetry. Blah. This was kind of... So this is what I was talking about, that the grizzlies are starting to come a little too close to town. So, the FWP, no history of the bears at Giant Springs State Park. No kidding. So this is right in the town of Great Falls. I mean, it's on the edge of, but it's still in city limits. Not good. We need to send these little buggers out. Yeah. Grammy, I appreciate it. That's that's honestly one of the reasons I was late today. I want to keep doing this, but I had some things that I just had to get done in real life. And let's face it, this is fun, it's educational, it's entertaining, but it's not necessarily real life. Let's see. Yeah, all of our state parks have opened up. I don't know what's going on with the feds, if you still have to wear a stupid mask when you go to the federal parks or not. I hope not. Virtual teachers job fair. Yeah, that's actually not a bad thing. That actually helps a lot of the small rural communities get better teachers. Heck. Well, let's see. Anything else good on here? Yeah, this is kind of funny. So next year, they've already come down here in Montana and said there's no more virtual classrooms. It'll all be in person. Kids won't have a choice. Right now, this year, they had a choice to either go to school or stay virtual, which makes it hard for everybody. Worse for the kids. But sounds like that's coming to an abrupt end. Let's see here. We got anything else that's interesting? It's not looking good for the home team. It's pretty quiet news in Montana. Not a lot going on. This was kind of a sad story, and this is actually happening a lot out on the reservations, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we have a lot of human trafficking going on that nobody's talking about. I'm guessing that's what some of it is. But boy, it seems like every week there's at least 3 or 4 kids that go missing and can't be found, and it's just not good. Well, like this one here, they've been looking for this little girl for quite a while. Supposedly she wandered off. It was like 20 degrees outside. Supposedly she wandered off down to a creek, and they haven't been able to find her. Just not good. I hope they find something. If nothing else, just find some closure for the family. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. Sheriff Jesse Slaughter requests the Great Falls Regional Prison to be vacated by the end of June. What they're doing is they're trying to get ready for when Biden closes all the privately owned prisons. So we got to free up some space. I didn't see that one. Yeah, let's see here. I'll see if there's any other good news, and then I'll try to catch up on the chat here. Yeah, this was kind of nice. Health officials and commissioners speak on House bill that limits power for health officials during emergencies. That's a good thing. We won't have ourselves a Montana version of Dr. Fauci. He's a schmuck. Anyway, let's get the heck off the news. We'll get back over to this shot here, and let's see if we can catch up on your guys' chat here. Let me peel this bugger out. Pop up the chat. Hopefully it loads some of the recent stuff. All right. Let's scroll up here a little ways. What do we got going on? AG, you're still trying to hold out hope for the Arizona audit? Yeah, I don't know. I think if you get anything out of it, we might get some voter regulations changed, but I don't know. Terry Time, you said virtual learning is retarded. I agree. Yeah. Arizona Capitol building in Phoenix lines up directly straight line with the Capitol and TC. Blah. That's not good, Grammy. Yeah, exactly, Terry. Kids don't tend to wander off when it's cold, so something's fishy about that story. Bar that flipped off the San Diego coast that killed some and lots in hospital human smuggling. I didn't see that one. I'll have to check into that one, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, Svetlana, I'd have to agree. It's hard though because my wife is a public school teacher, so she's one in a sea of many progressives. She's the only conservative, so a bit of an island. Oh, Grammy, I hope not. What do you got here? Let me click on your link here, Brian. Yeah. All right. Ugh. That's the bad news stuff. I don't know if I want to see that today. Yeah, Svetlana, I tried to talk her into that, starting her own school, or at least starting like a pod for homeschool kids, but there's just not a lot of homeschool kids in Montana yet. She would have to travel a lot. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, yet. I know. We gotta wait for that, though. Might actually finally get some kids to, or some parents to wake up a little bit. I don't know. Wow, I have nobody on Facebook and I have nobody on YouTube. Well, I think I'm going to shut them down then, and we'll just continue to talk for a little bit on here. I do have to get out of here around, I don't know, I can probably push it to about 11:45. Yeah. Oh, Brian, it's starting to increase. You know, there's one thing the pandemic helped us with. It's starting to increase that a little more, though. I think parents got tired of seeing their kids fall behind, so. But as far as Facebook and YouTube goes, I guess if you guys aren't bothering to hop on there, you can catch it later. And, yeah, for that matter, piss off. I'm going over to DLive. Have fun over there.